Hey all you people, hey all you people, hey all you people, won't you listen to me? I just had a Nigeria, not no ordinary Nigeria, a Nigeria filled with jellyfish jelly. I don't even know, guys. Welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some more SuperPower 2 as Nigeria, the glorious People's Republic of Nigeria, the great and prosperous country that is going to fight back fascism one day and take back the world for the people, not for the aristocracy. Anyways, yeah, that was a little bit of a SpongeBob reference. I don't know. I was just kind of feeling, really happy and in that sort of mood to kind of sing. And I didn't really know what to sing, so I just decided to go ahead and sing that. Why not? Make up my own little jam. Well, I didn't really make it up. I kind of stole it from a bunch of different... Anyways, look, we're... We're going to get into this game, okay, guys? We have a little bit of a debt problem going on, unfortunately, but, that's okay. I mean, it's all right, because as long as the GSA is still our big daddy, it really doesn't matter a whole lot. So another thing that I kind of noticed just before I started the video here was I completely neglected to adjust my interest level in the previous episodes. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and completely get rid of interest rates. We're going to set the interest level to 0%, and this is going to help stabilize out our inflation. Right now, our inflation is really low, only 1.6%. And what that means is basically we're going to generate a little bit less money. So we really want inflation to kind of be in this little sweet spot of around 5-6%. That's usually kind of where you want to be, because that'll generate more revenues for your government without, incurring additional governmental spendings. If your, inflation is too high, then, you will incur additional governmental spendings. If it's too low, you'll just simply generate less money because there's less money to go around. So you really want to, make sure your inflation rate is stable and where you want it to be. Usually just setting it to 0% works perfectly fine, and that's what I've done previously for all my countries, and it's worked out perfectly fine. Now you can manage it and micromanage it if you wanted to, kind of adjust your inflation a little bit better, but honestly, it's okay at 0%. So in the previous episode, we conquered Angola and Namibia in the southwest part of Africa. So that really helped grow our country, and what I'm trying to do in the beginning of this episode right here is actually invade another country. I really want to invade the United Arab Emirates, and the reason why I want to do that is because if we zoom out and take a look at their relations really quickly, we can see that they're really not liked by the three great powers of the Axis powers. They're not liked by the Greater German Reich, they're not really liked by Japan, and Italy, not so much better. So the reason, why I want to go to war with them as well, though, is because if we take a look at their economy, oh yeah, that is a great economy. It's going to give us a bunch of boosts. Their resources, I'm pretty sure in raw materials, is it? No, maybe energy. Yeah, in energy. Whoo! Look at that fossil fuels market. That's like basically double what we got in Nigeria right now. So if we could get their production, whoo, that is going to generate a bunch more money for the government. And that's one of the reasons why I really want the United Arab Emirates. So what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is I'm going to go ahead and set up a few build orders for the German States of America. We'll set up a bunch of different orders for 500 troops to be made for air defense units, mobile launchers, and artillery guns. And that should be okay. And then we'll go back to our own country and do the same exact thing. And I'll train up a little bit more infantry while we're at it. We're not going to go for 500,000. We'll go for 100,000. There we go. Perfect. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to go into the buy menu. We'll buy a few infantry vehicles. I'm looking for big numbers mostly here. I don't really care about the actual statistics of the vehicle. Just numbers, really. I mean, we are only going up against the UAE. It's not that bad. But they actually, for a really small country, they have a great military force. And we'll check that out later, but it's actually pretty impressive. And I'm kind of worried because we might get beaten back by them. The countries that we've faced so far, they really haven't been that difficult. They didn't have a lot of military power or anything like that. I mean, not that the UAE does. All things considered, they really don't. But I just want to make sure that we don't lose. Because, losing, it's kind of a bad thing. And I'm just going to finish up with buying a bunch of these tanks. There we go. Alrighty. And we'll go ahead and deploy those guys right down into Namibia. And we'll let the rest of them train up and eventually deploy them as a defensive force in Nigeria. And also, just kind of looking at other countries to attack in the future, I was looking at Liberia, and they're, I think, one of the only other free countries in Africa other than Commissar's Resistance. I think, in fact, the only two other sovereign countries in Africa are actually Liberia and Commissar's Resistance. Other than that, Africa is completely controlled by the Axis powers, being split among Spain, Spain only really owns Morocco, that's about it. But the rest of Africa is split between the Greater German Reich and the Kingdom of Italy. So, in terms of our other options here in Africa, we only have Liberia and Commissar's Resistance. However, Liberia, they really are on good terms with the rest of the world, and I don't want to, botch that up. I feel like if I go to war with them, with the relations that I have, one of the great powers is going to step in and kind of capsize me. So, I don't want that to happen. If any of the great powers do ever go to war with me, it's not going to be a pretty sight. I mean, if we just take a look at Japan, for instance, look at those numbers, guys. And then look at these numbers, okay? It doesn't compare. We're going to lose, and we're going to lose hard. Especially in terms of, naval numbers. Oh, forget about it. They have what, 3,000 troops? Yeah, 3,200 ships. So, absolutely insane numbers going on there. Now, let's go ahead and request war with the United Arab Emirates. There we go, and the world has turned into Kool-Aid Man. Yeah, it's a scary sight, guys. It is a really intimidating sight. And it looks like their navy just engaged us. They don't have too much, though. Only a few frigates, a few corvettes, some patrol craft, and a few helicopters. Which their helicopters are going to get shot down extremely fast. They got nothing on ours. I'll switch it over to a full assault, because that should take out their navy just a little bit quicker. And we are victorious, comrades. As you can see, they lost all of their 45 ships, while we only lost 18 ships. So that's a pretty good deal. I'll take it. Let's go ahead and bombard them now. And we can send over the boys. Boom. Come on, where are they? Hurry it up. There you are. They zoomed right over. Jeez. And yeah, that's going to be a definite victory. No question about it. We'll just do a full assault once again. Yeah, that is it, man. That is it. Oh, they still have to converge the rest of their troops, though. Even with the rest of their troops, they're still not going to win. Good work there, comrades. You have taken out the army of the United Arab Emirates. Great job. Great job. So I'm going to have that army now occupy the rest of the country. And we'll annex them, of course. Sweet. Now let's get everyone to converge once again. And I'm going to leave that force in the Middle East for right now. Now, as you can see, the rest of the world hates us. Actually, everyone but the GSA and Hungary really hates us. Hungary's kind of, they're okay with us. They don't really like us, but they're not ready to go to war with us. The rest of the world, they're ready to go to war with us. So what I want to go ahead and do right now is I want to max out foreign aid spending. And I'm also going to put a little bit more money into healthcare and also education as well, because we have really great relations with the GSA. And honestly, we can basically max out our budget and take on as much debt as we want. As long as we have good relations with the GSA, they'll be able to absorb our debt and we'll be scot-free. Actually, honestly, I'm going to max out healthcare as well. Why not? And let's see how that looks with our relations. Not a whole lot better. We're down to negative 80s with pretty much the, whole entirety of the world. Okay, so what I think I'm going to go ahead and do here, guys, is wait a few years for our relations to go back up. Right now, they're really terrible, and I feel like if I go to war with any other country, we're just going to get ganked on by the great powers. So I'm just going to let things cool down a little bit, and we'll be back in the future when things are cooled down. Unfortunately, it looks like we're getting a bunch of terroristic actions going on. Looks like Costa Rica and Colombia. Oh no, Argentina. Why did that say? I could have sworn that said Costa Rica. Maybe because they tried to, sabotage someone else and frame someone else? I don't know. I could have sworn that said Costa Rica, though, not Argentina. And that did not say Colombia. Okay, yeah, so I guess there's a few countries throughout the world who kind of have built up a grudge against us. And now they're trying to, send over their spies and kill us all. That's not very good. Anyways, I was trying to, look for another target to go for, and I'm really teetering and tottering back and forth. I really want to do something to try and take down the Empire of Japan. However, I feel like if I go to war with any other countries with my relations the way they are right now, I think Japan or one of the other great powers may declare war on me. Simply because I've already gone to war with so many other countries and I've already annexed so many other countries. So instead of going to war straight away again, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go into our covert actions tab. And whoa, we have a lot of foreign cells. I didn't even realize it. So I'm actually going to train most of these cells. Oh, we have to train them. Yeah, that's kind of lame. All right, I guess we'll just create new cells because I'm going to have to train them all up individually. So that's a little annoying. Anyways, we'll just do Japan 1, and we'll have these guys create in the Empire of Japan. There we go. And we're going to create a bunch of these guys in Japan, and basically what I'm going to try and do is sabotage them. We're going to try and get some, espionage going on, some sabotaging going on, maybe even some terrorism and stuff like that. A cool little thing that I glossed over completely before was the fact that Switzerland is still their own independent country even in this mod. So I think that's really cool and also really interesting as well, that Switzerland has kind of survived as the last capitalistic democracy in Europe. Basically, I mean, you still have Britain. Oh, no, maybe you don't. You have puppeted Britain and Ireland under the control of the Greater German Reich, but you don't really have anything else. I mean, you have these 3 countries in the Balkans over here, but other than that, you really only have Switzerland, and Switzerland is smack dab in the middle of Europe, completely surrounded by Germany and Italy. So I just found it kind of interesting that Switzerland was still a free country. I would have assumed that they would have been puppeted, but I guess not. Anyways, taking a look at our covert actions, those cells have trained up, so we're going to go ahead and activate all of them. And at first, honestly, I think we're just going to do some basic espionage, get a little bit of intel about the Japanese, and ooh, their corruption rate is really high. We might even be able to do like a sort of coup d'etat on them. Their budget is terrible. They might even have like an economic crash. I mean, look at that debt. They're $27 trillion in debt. That's pretty insane. And their GDP per capita is pretty awful as well. Ooh, what's this country over here? Oh, that's just the rebels. Nothing interesting there. Just some dirty, raggedy old rebels. I'm going to have the GSA assume our debt once again. There we go. And honestly, I'm just going to readjust the budget, because it's a little bit ridiculous right now. We are spending way too much money. All right, there we go. 13 million is a little bit more manageable. Ooh, failed espionage attempt by Cuba, which is actually Bolivia. Ooh. Yeah, we've got a lot of espionage and that sort of thing going on in our country right now, which really sucks. Do we have all those other cells active? Yes, we do. I'm actually going to train up a few of those guys right now. Now that should bump up our protection rating as well when they're all finished training. And our cells in Japan are all finished activating, so I'm just going to have them do some basic espionage on the military. We'll do ground units, low complexity, and we'll frame... Ooh, maybe we could get some sort of like internal strife going on between maybe the Germans or the Italians and the Japanese. That would be really cool. Yeah, I'm just going to frame the German Reich. And we'll do the same exact thing over here. We should check out the Reich's corruption rating, though. We should definitely do that. There we go. We got one more. This time, I guess they'll do civilian espionage on drugs. I don't really know. And of course, we'll frame Germany. Low complexity. There we go. All right, now let's take a look at Germany really quickly. Ooh, no, they are actually very stable. Extremely stable, and their corruption, it's a little bit high, I would say. Like 20% corruption is a little bit high. But it's really not terrible. It's pretty manageable. Italy, on the other hand, ooh, I should have framed Italy, man. They have way less stability, way less credibility. All 4 of the covert cells are ready to go ahead and begin their missions. So, I guess I gotta do it one by one. That's kind of lame. Looks like we were successful in our first mission. Great. The second one failed, though. What about the third one? Failed. And honestly, I'm just gonna cancel that final one. I think the reason why they were failing was because they were against military guys, and the complexity was low. So that might have set me up for a little bit of failure there. Let's see, how do our Ooh, okay. Yeah, Japan really did not like that, and the German Reich did not either. Ooh. Yeah, that made the relations game a little bit stickier. I'm going to bump up the foreign aid spending to maximum again. And I'll have the GSA assume our debt. There we go. Glorious. And I think I'm just going to wait a few more years, maybe until like 1981 or 1982. Alrighty, and here we are, guys. We are now in the year of 1982 in the month of May. And as you guys can see, our relations are looking a heck of a lot better than they ever were before. As you can see, our least favorite nation right now is Colombia, with only a negative rating of 58, which is pretty decent. I mean, the most hated nation is Colombia. So that's really not that bad, considering where we were not too long ago after we annexed the United Arab Emirates. So I think in the next episode, we will be able to go ahead and go for another country without the whole entire world collapsing in on us and wanting to go to war with us. So I think this is a great place to end this episode off here. And if you guys are enjoying the series so far, please leave a like, please comment, and please, please, please subscribe. It really helps out, and it really does mean a lot. So once again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.